If you heard yesterday's episode, then you know today we're going to be talking about all the things you need in order to have a recording studio at your home for less than $300. So you'll be able to create whenever you want, however you want. What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice, and thank you for joining me on the Music into Millions podcast. I'll consider this like a part 2 of yesterday's episode where we talked about why artists need a recording studio in their home, in my opinion. And today we're going to talk about what they need in their home to have that recording studio. And I'm actually going to hold my list with me because I wrote down some prices and everything like that. That way I can give you guys the most accurate, representation of what it would cost you and what you would need in order to set this up. So the first thing that you would need is a laptop or a computer. And the reason I didn't actually put a price for this one is because it's such a huge range. I would hopefully assume that most of you guys have a laptop or computer. If you're not able to, you can do it on a tablet. Also, I've known some artists to actually record on their phone, though the quality is not as good. You can get away with it. I know Kanye West on his album, I'm blanking on his last album that he had. No, it wasn't Yay. What was it? Whatever. The one where he sang Closed on Sunday. Was that Yay? No, Jesus is King. The one where he sang Closed on Sunday. He recorded that on his iPhone, so you can do that. So I didn't include a price for that because it's such a huge range, but you just need basically something that's going to support the technology that you have. Next is you need the software in order to have, to be able to record and everything like that and plug your interface in, which we'll talk about what that is. And there's a couple free ones. You can pay for some things. I just wrote down the free ones, and then you can work from there, and then pretty much as you get better and as you fall in love with it, you can then see what fits best with you. So the first one is Audacity, which is, like I said, a free program. Sorry, I'm fixing my paper here. Audacity is a free program. I'm not sure if it's like a demo for free or if it's just like the full version. I know FL Studio has a free version, which is actually what I started with personally. The only thing with FL Studio is you can't save it, so it's like you either have to keep your computer on all the time or you have to knock out that project in one turn. Although FL Studio, if you even pay for it, is not super expensive. You can get the one with all the bells and whistles, which is $300, or you can get the cheap version, which is $100. So you can pretty much do whatever you want there, but I started with the free version of FL Studio myself. And I still record and use FL Studio to this day. You could also use GarageBand if you have Mac, because pretty much I think that comes already set on the Mac, but I'm not totally positive there. I've never had that. But yeah, so I know you can download it for free if you do have a Mac though. And then there's other ones that you could pay for, like Pro Tools, Reason, Cubase, Logic, Ableton. Like I said, the paid version of FL Studio. So that, like I said, I wrote free for that one because you can start with the free. But just know that if you want to get into the better stuff with bells and whistles, you will have to pay money for software. But that is your computer, the recording software. And then the first actual piece of equipment that you'll need is a microphone. And I would suggest getting a condenser microphone, just because it picks up vocals better than like a dynamic microphone would, which you don't necessarily need to know all that different technological stuff in the beginning. Just know condenser microphone when you do go to purchase. And a microphone it can run you higher than this, but I would say for a good starting microphone, it's about $60. But then they can go all the way up to thousands of dollars depending how good you want to go. The one that I use now, I think I got for about $200, so I'm not even like anywhere insane with what I use. You can find really good microphones for pretty good cheap money, for pretty good cheap prices. So the next thing you'll need after a microphone is something to hook that microphone up with, which is a microphone cable. And all you need is probably something short, like a 10 to 15 feet, especially if you're recording in your home. So that would cost you about $20. So pretty much right now you're up to $80 and you're almost done. We only have a few more things to talk about. Next is you will need an interface, and basically an interface, you're going to want a USB interface. And what that is when you record in your microphone, it actually takes the sound and it transforms it into electrical signals and then sends it into the software that you record on your computer. I don't know how all the science works. You don't need to know how all the science works. All you need to know is that you need an interface to be able to take the microphone into the software. Because you could get a USB microphone, but I would suggest against it just because they are lower quality and I've never really had good luck with them myself. If you find a different story, well then kudos to you, but it just, for me has not worked out. After the interface, you would need headphones. And now headphones, you really could use anything. Like if you have Apple headphones or just headphones that you listen to music with, most likely they'd be good enough quality. But if you wanted to get studio headphones, you could get like $20 headphones. They're really not expensive. And that, just like anything, could go up super high in price if you really wanted to get intricate with it. The ones that I use right now, I think, I got them for a gift from my girlfriend. I think they were used, and I think she got them for like around 100 or something. So they weren't super crazy. And you don't need anything super insane. Just good quality headphones that you're going to be able to hear everything for when you're recording. And so then after that, you're going to need a mic stand. And this one isn't necessarily necessary. I do suggest having one, that way you're not holding your microphone or having to prop your mic up on something, but it's not absolutely necessary. I've been in plenty of situations where we haven't had a mic stand and we still got away with recording. So that is up to you, but I would suggest for like the cleanest recording that you do get a mic stand. And then lastly, which this one is not necessary, but if you do want to listen on something bigger than headphones and you do have enough space, you could get speakers, which something that is better than just like your laptop speaker or something like that. They're actually good quality studio monitors, and you can get those for about like $85. So pretty much if you had this whole setup but without the speakers, you could get that for $190. So if you had a little setup, you didn't need anything to play music out loud other than on the headphones, you could get away with building a studio for pretty much $200. And everything I listed was on Sweetwater.com. So if you guys wanted to check that out, that's where you would find everything. I use them for pretty much all of my music needs whenever I need equipment. They're not sponsoring this video. I just love their company so much that I would tell everybody to use them. Their customer service is great. The products are great. They're awesome. Check them out. And pretty low prices, and they ship pretty fast. Oh, and then if you got everything with the speakers, that would come out to $275. So like I said, you're still spending less than $300 to get a whole recording studio, and you can have that in the comfort of your home. You can record in your underwear if you wanted to. It doesn't even matter. But that is what you could get a recording studio for. That's pretty much everything you would need in order to get one set up for yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that you would need. Hopefully you guys take the advice from this video and the last video and you get a recording studio set up in your own home. That way you don't have to keep spending money. And all the other benefits that I talked about in the last video, which if you haven't seen, make sure you go watch it after you're done this one. Have a great rest of your day. See you later.